You only have 30 days until Black Ops 7 Ranked Play releases, and my question for you is, do you feel confident that you're going to achieve your goals this year? Are you confident that you are going to make it to the next level? Are you confident you're going to hit iridescent? Maybe even top 250. Maybe you don't even want to play ranked play and you want to start making money playing Call of Duty. Maybe you want to play challengers and be the best and you want to take it to the next level and become a pro player. Are you confident that you can hit that goal of yours? And what are you doing right now to achieve that goal? Seriously, write it down right now. What are you doing every day to get closer to achieving that goal? Now, if you don't have all of these questions answered, that's totally okay. Because in this video, we are going to just go over one simple skill that will help you not only elevate your gameplay, but it's also going to make the people around you play better. And ideally, you're also going to win more games and hopefully reach your goal. And the one skill that you need is to become a leader. You need to be a leader. You have to have leadership. Now, what is being a leader? And this is a question for you. To you, what is a leader? When you close your eyes and you think of a leader, who pops up in your head? Is it, one of your parents? Is it, someone in social media, a celebrity? Is it a pro player that you look up to? Now, when you have this idea of leadership, you want to place yourself in those shoes. And this is going to be one of the hardest skills you're going to have to develop over these next 30 days. But if you can stick through these next 30 days, I promise it will only make you a better player. And again, like I said, it'll make the people around you better and you will start winning more games. My name is Alyus, and I've helped over 1,000 players reach their goals in Call of Duty of hitting iridescent, making money, or even going professional. And looking back, the number one skill we've always worked on is instilling leadership into these players. Because at the end of the day, the reality is no one's going to be able to achieve your goals except for you. And if you are serious about achieving these goals, again, that's the whole point of this video, is I'm going to take you through the step-by-step process on how to achieve that. So we already started by closing our eyes and visualizing what is a leader and who is a leader that we look up to. And I could spend an hour going over, what are good leadership qualities, who are good leaders to look up to. But to keep it simple, I'm going to just say, because we're trying to get better at Call of Duty, the best thing you can do right now is find a pro player that you can relate with the most. You can connect with the most. And I'm not saying only gameplay, but you also want to see if you can connect with them personality wise, or maybe you have the same background, something like that, just so you can have a reference point. Now, once you have that first pro player, grab a second pro player that you can look up to and do the exact same thing. Now, during this process, understand that you are not trying to become these pro players. You are trying to learn from them as if they're your parents, and the byproduct will be you. You are the new leader. You are the new pro player. You are the new iridescent player. You are the new, top challengers player, whatever it may be. And the cool thing about the internet is you can absolutely ask these people questions and, hopefully you'll get a reply. But even if you don't get a reply, the main point is you're trying to watch their gameplay, understand why are they making the certain decisions that they're making. And of course, there are little details as well that can help you in your life. Such as one thing I've heard from pretty much every single professional in almost any esport or sport, and that is understanding that they never thought that they weren't going to be a pro. There was no plan B. It was kind of always plan A that they were going to be a pro, and they had this extreme level of confidence that that's exactly what they were going to be. So this is something that I've learned and I've used in my own personal life and gameplay, and I'd love to see you guys doing the exact same thing. The best part of all too is because we're getting better at a video game, you can also literally just copy and paste what they are doing in game as well. Especially for like S&D. Like if there's a specific S&D route that a player takes and you understand, why are they taking it, you can more than likely apply it into your own gameplay, and you're gonna, probably fail the first time you're trying it, but the reality is the more reps you have and the more you understand it yourself, eventually you're going to be able to play that exact same route just like the pro player you look up to. Eventually, through practice and playing, you're going to start performing just like these players that you look up to. But of course, there is still a ton of work that you need to do individually before you can reach this level of, hitting iridescent, being a pro player, or whatever it may be. Now, these three pieces of work that you need to do to become this player is going to be having a routine that you can follow daily, learning all of the spawns, and then learning all of the timings. And really, it's those three big things that you really need to have mastered down. Of course, there are fundamentals that you also need to have down, but honestly, these three things will really make you become a leader, and ideally help you understand the game more, where you can start helping other people get better at the game, which that will be another topic we talk about later. And we're going to start super simple with this routine, but the first thing you should always do when playing Call of Duty, after you win a map, lose a map, if you have any free time, it should always be VOD review, rewatch your own gameplay. So a good use for this in ranked play would be, let's say you instantly, lose your first game. Instead of hopping right back into the next game, just rewatch it, for minimum 10 minutes and learn from it. What can you do to get better? Now, when you're rewatching your own gameplay, you're going to look for mechanics that you can work on. You're also going to look for patterns in the game, such as, are there certain spawns and routes that that people are always taking, and can you predict those and kill them? Maybe a pattern you're finding is off of a certain spawn, you're always pushing up and you're always dying. I just promise instantly losing a game and being able to rewatch it and just learn what the heck happened and come up with a solution in that moment will already get you into this mindset of coaching yourself, being a pro player. And again, the best part of all is if you're playing with teammates, you can do this with them, and this will help them get better at the game. To make it even simpler, you don't even have to spend 10 minutes. Let's say you lost a game, and as you're loading into the next game, there's about maybe a 2-minute, 3-minute buffer. You could pull up your gameplay and tell your teammates to watch the game over and go over P2, go over the breakoff, go over the end game, go over P5, whatever it may be. So the next time you load up into that game, you already have a solution you can work on and, get better. Now, after VOD review, the next thing I would say you should do is practice. And there is a drastic difference between practice and play. Now, when you're practicing, you need to have a purpose behind your practice. What are you trying to achieve? Now, obviously, if you got done VOD reviewing, let's say a team scrim, and you guys learned, hey, RP5 on, exposure is really bad. What you guys can then do is you guys can come up with the solution. And when you load up into the next exposure on hardpoint, you're going to focus on that P5. Now, in ranked play, obviously, you're going to want to focus on the game most of the time. But let's say you're playing team scrims. In team scrims, you would want to pull up the VOD review of your last exposure before you play exposure. And you would sit there and say, all right, guys, here's what went wrong with P5. Here's our solution. Let's work on this next time. And right as you load into exposure hardpoint, the first thing you're going to be really focused on is P5, P5, P5. And really just kind of ignore everything else. Ignore P1 through 4. Of course, play the game, but the main focus is perfecting P5 and eliminating bad habits and building good habits. And that's the most important part about practice, is when you are practicing with a purpose, you are going to delete and eliminate these bad habits and reinforce good habits. Now, I know I've mostly been talking about teams, so let's talk about solo queue players right now. So for all my solo queue players, after playing a match and you VOD reviewed and you found out a few mistakes, such as let's say you're really bad at jump shotting, I would highly recommend to hop into a private match lobby and you would work on that mechanic of jump shotting. Now, for 10 minutes straight, you are literally going to want to spam jump the entire time while shooting bots, while reloading your gun, while throwing grenades. And the whole point of this is if you're spamming jump for 10 minutes straight nonstop, I can promise you when you hop into the next game and you start just playing, for fun, you start playing for money, you're playing, ranked play, you will naturally start jumping without even thinking about it. You're going to be jumping when you don't want to be jumping. And this is building up that muscle memory for jump shots. And the same thing works for these patterns. Like I already said, let's say you always, spawn at a certain spawn, and as you push up, you just always die. You can pull up pro gameplay and you can learn what are these pro players doing when they spawn here. And you can take that and you can apply it into your own gameplay, where you can hop into a private match and for 10 minutes straight, you can just practice that same route over and over and over again until it's clockwork. And of course, you're going to want to practice throwing grenades. You're going to want to practice centering so you're used to those gunfights. Because again, when you finally get into playing, honestly, when you're playing, you really want to be hitting flow state. Now, again, there's a massive difference between play and practice because when you're playing the game, when you're playing for money, when you're playing ranked play, when you're in grand finals, you want to be in the present moment and you just want to hit that flow state, rely off of your intuition to make the correct decisions. And the opposite of that sometimes as well is you black out, right? Instead of hitting flow state, you black out and you start, not even thinking about the game. You're not calling out to your teammates. And no matter what, when you hit flow state or when you start blacking out, ideally your practice of, constantly applying good habits will bleed into your gameplay. As you guys heard from Larry Bird, you want to practice how you play, so you play how you practice. You want to be hitting those jump shots. You want to be hitting those perfect routes with those perfect nades, with the perfect centering, so you win those gunfights. And because you practice it so damn much, when you are in the moment through flow state or blacking out, you are able to still perform. You are still able to win those gunfights, and you still just flow through the map. And this allows you to win the game. And once you're done playing that ranked play match, once you're done playing that grand finals, you would want to VOD review once again, and you would want to repeat this cycle. You would want to repeat this process. And I can promise that this process right here not only will help you in Call of Duty, it will also help you through YouTube, through math, through public speaking. It'll help you through so many other things, even other sports. And this is the flow that you want to get into. This is the routine you want to get into to get better at the game. Now, the idea is if you follow this routine every single day, you should get at least 1% better every single day. Now, if you do repeat this cycle several times as you're playing, obviously this number could bump up to 5% better, 10% better, but there is a reality check that you guys need to understand. Ranked play releases in 30 days. So, if you guys work on this for the next 30 days, you should be 30% better. This still probably isn't where you want to be, right? You want to be 100% better, but I promise that no matter what, you will see the difference. And if you also record this process, maybe even you make a YouTube channel recording this process, you can sit there and drastically see the difference between day 1 and day 30. I can promise you that. Again, I've been working with people over the last 5 years, just focusing on this simple routine, and they're able to just master this game and achieve their goals. Now, again, one last thing I do want to say, one last reality check is we're human, right? We're not perfect. We will make mistakes. We will have off days. So in the next 30 days, there's a chance that you aren't 30% better and instead you're 25% better. But no matter what, I can guarantee that you will still be better. And if you look at the before and after, you will notice it. Now, we haven't spent much time talking about Call of Duty, but trust me, now we will. Now we will. So, I would highly recommend you guys after you've applied this routine, there is two very important pieces of work that you guys need to master, and that will be spawns and timings. And again, if you learn these two things, you can literally become a cheat code for your team. So we're going to start off with spawns. Now, there's a great D-Reel video already explaining this, and I would highly recommend to go check it out. But I will make a video going more in depth behind these spawns, but it's pretty simple. To start off, you want to do this for every single map on every single hardpoint, and that's simply just sitting there and going, okay, we are on CDL hardpoint, Blackheart, P4, and what we're going to do is as P4 plays out, we are going to draw a circle on where everyone spawns. So P4 just started. P4 just started. So now we're going to circle. So we have a spawner right here. We have a spawner right here. And then we just let it play out. We have a spawner right here. We have spawners right there. Spawner right there. Spawner right here. Okay, another spawner right here. Spawner right here. Spawner deep over here. Okay, super deep back over here. And we got 30 seconds left. Just bear with me, but this is literally what you want to do. We got two people dead. We're going to see where these spawns are going to be. These spawns are going to be crazy. Look at that. Really good spawns right there. Okay, we got a flip right there. And rotation is going to start right now. We probably see number 1 spawn right here, or whoever that is, number 4. Number 3 should probably spawn there again. Okay, number 3 spawned a little bit more middle right here. And then I just saw number 5 spawn right here. And boom, we're done. So that was P4 Blackheart spawns. And all we did was we just circled where everyone is. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to understand the logic behind these spawns. Why are these players getting these spawns? And if you can understand this logic, it will drastically increase your understanding of the game. And you're going to be able to predict spawns where people will genuinely, call you out for cheating. So we're going to go ahead and replay it. And also, I will say too, you can go to the second P4 of Blackheart, and then you can, draw out circles that you may have missed. You can go to a different game and draw out the circles that you may have missed. Me personally, I spent roughly about 30 minutes per hardpoint to really figure out what the spawns are. But now we just start with the logic. So we just sit here and we just wait for people to spawn in, and we ask ourselves why. Why did they spawn there? So number 3 spawns right here. Why? Why did he spawn here and not here? Well, I would say that the Call of Duty logic for spawns, and they even say this on their website, is they try to spawn you in the safest spot where you're not going to die to enemy gunfire. So in this situation, because number 8 is pushed up, he is probably blocking this spawn. And then number 7 is right here priming middle, so he's also blocking these spawns. So number 8 is blocking these two, number 7 is blocking this one, so number 3 spawns here. Right? And of course, again, you're going to want to, rewatch this, replay this, ask these questions with other pro players, ask these questions with other, teammates, and figure out, why are these spawns happening? But as we press play, we're going to see number 6 spawn here. Why does number 6 spawn middle? Let's see. I mean, let's press play and let's see where number 1 spawns. Maybe that'll give us a better idea. Okay, number 5 spawns middle. So number 5 spawned there. Number 1 spawned here. So we can probably say that 6 and 5 both spawn middle right here, just based off the fact that Alpha Team, they control the hard point. So we could say that because Alpha Team controls the hard point, this will spawn the enemy's middle. And as we press play, we're going to see number 1 spawn back here. And we can sit there and say that he spawned in before the hard point was contested. So this spawn, we could say that this spawn exists if the hard point isn't contested. If the hard point is contested, then the enemy will more than likely spawn back over here. And then no matter what, it seems like if blue team holds the spawn, that just always spawns these enemies middle. Which again, you would want to rewatch the gameplay over and over again, and ask why, and watch different gameplays as well. And of course, whenever new updates are out, there will be different spawns. But number one right here, we could argue that because number one pushes out. So we can now say that when number one pushes out of the hard point, he is now blocking this close middle spawn. And because of that, it spawns these enemies even further out. And because number one is dead, we can kind of predict that number 6 should spawn middle then, unless he like spawns right here. Oh, so he spawns right here. So now we can sit there and say, okay, why did number 6 spawn here and he didn't spawn middle? Could it be that because there are 2 enemies dead and we have 2 teammates close on the hard point and it's a 2v1, that is the reason for number 6 spawning right here? It's just so he has a straight line to go and support his teammates? Maybe, maybe not. Again, you would want to put in the work and rewatch this and really figure out the question, figure out the answer to the question. So now we have a spawn flip right here. So why does this spawn flip happen? Because if we back it up, obviously we can see that, these players are close. So number 2 is spawning back, right? And that checks out. Then they kill number 3. So it looks like when they even push up further, so when they start pushing up past the 50-yard line of the hard point, this will spawn number 1 even further. And now at this point, number 8 is fully past the 50-yard line. Oh, right as he does that, he backs up. But we could argue that 5 and 8 are at the 50-yard line for P4. And due to this, it is blocking all of these spawns. And because it's blocking all of these spawns, and these teammates are pushed out front, it's spawning number 3 super far. And number 3 right here could scream out, I spawned out. They're all playing front. Now, we're going to go ahead and just press play and just continue with the logic, because some spawns honestly won't make sense. Don't get me wrong. Some genuinely won't. But the idea is if you really master this logic and you master, where these spawns are, it will help you know where people are roughly 90% of the game. Seriously. And if you have 3 other teammates that you can teach them and you can lead and you can do this for them, if you have all 4 of you know exactly where people are spawning and why they spawn where they spawn, you guys will know where people are like 90% of the game, and everyone will just report you for cheating. Now, again, same logic right here, right? Number 2, 1, they're blocking these back spawns. And then number 4 is super far pushed out up to P3. And because of this, he's blocking all these spawns. So the only logical spawns for these enemies to spawn at will be all the way over here at P5. We can go ahead and just press play again and just figure out the rest of the logic, which again, right here, we give up the back. We're not past the 50-yard line. Number 4 is super deep back playing for these spawns. So we could argue number 4 is blocking all these spawns. Number 3 is blocking middle. And then 2 and 1 give up, this side of the hard point. Therefore, this spawns the enemy's Bravo team back over here. Now, these are spawns. And again, this takes quite a while to master. And I understand that not everyone wants to put in the work, but I'm telling you right now, you need to put in the work. You have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you sit down and you go over this, over every single map, every single hard point, you will understand Call of Duty. And I'm telling you, you need to do this. If you want to achieve your goals and you're serious about achieving your goals, you have to do this. Now, this is where I'm going to do my shameless plug, just because I understand that not everyone has all the time in the world. There's people that, they only have, maybe 2 hours to play a night, maybe just 1 hour to play a night. So they can't put in this work, which I would still argue before bed, you could do this. When you're at work, at lunch, you can do this. If it's important to you, you can make time for it. But again, I know that some people, they're not able to achieve that. So if you guys join my Discord in the description below, I have all of these spawns written out for you guys. I have the spawn rules written out, and then I have the spawns for each hardpoint written out. I also go over some logic, such as, hey, whenever you spawn here and whenever you spawn here, that is a guaranteed parallel spawn during P2. And this is $10 a month, but make sure you purchase this through your laptop or your desktop. So it's, $10 a month. If you try to order this through your phone and through like mobile app, it adds on an extra $10. I don't know where it goes to, but instead of spending $20, just spend $10. Just pay for it on the desktop. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Like I said, the next most important thing you need to learn is timings. Now, timings is simply just where is the enemy and where can they go and how long does it take them. So in this scenario, let's say we know for a fact that we spawn number 5 right here. We would know that he spawns in at 2.5 seconds. And when he spawns in, he's going to be influenced to go one or two directions. And that's going to be running through hop over here. And he can run all the way through like this. Or he can run through hop and then do a hop through middle and then hit middle. He could also just simply run middle. And when he runs middle, he could jump out window or he'll just go middle, which I'll go ahead and just change that to a different color. But this is timings. This is understanding where is the enemy spawning and what are the routes that he can take. And of course, individually, you can rely off of your instinct to use process elimination on where the enemy can be or not be. An example is if you're number 3 right here and you hold an iron and you pre-aim middle for, let's say, 2 seconds and you don't see the enemy, you would now know for a fact that they're hitting hop up. And when they're hitting hop up, you would position yourself to play for that kill. Now, not only do you have to think about this one player, number 5, but let's say number 6 also spawns in over here. You would now have to worry about number 6 as well. So, as you're pre-aiming middle here, and then you go towards hop and you kill the guy at hop, you would react and say, oh shit, there was one more player behind me, and you would instantly look middle for that trade. And this is how you're going to get people to report you for cheating. This is how you're going to make people just think you're next level. And it's simply just knowing where are people spawning, where can they go? Which again, when you predict this guy to hit hop up and you kill him, you can predict the second guy to more than likely just hit middle to try and kill you as fast as possible. Let's go ahead and press play and let's actually see how this plays out. So number 3 is ironing middle. He doesn't get the kill, but I would argue that after he got the kill, he would more than likely predict that number 6 would be hitting hop. More than likely. Now, not only can you understand timings through these spawns, and of course, not only do you want to learn it from this one spawn, but you want to learn it from these spawns. And it also depends on the hard point as well, right? Like if there's, 20 seconds left and the enemy's control old, they're going to probably just rotate and hit middle. But if there's 30 seconds left and they're spawning right here, they're more than likely just going to hit the time and support. But again, not only do you want to learn this for all the spawns, but you can also sit there and just say, hey, the last known area of number 5 was middle. And because this is the last known area, he's either going to hit the hop and hit P5. He's either going to push through middle and hit P5, or maybe he's going to try to go towards the back. Or he could try to go for a play window and look for a kill, or like maybe sit here and look for a cut. So then this is where you would put yourself into number 2's shoes. And number 2 would hop up into this window and iron his close right. And if he doesn't see number 5, then he would predict number 5 to be middle. And then if he doesn't see him middle, then he would predict him to be pushing through. And we can go ahead and press play and see that right here, where number 2 hops up, he pre-aims to his right, he now looks middle, and he does find the enemy middle, so he gets the trade, but now he dies to number 6, and now same thing with number 6. Number 6, based on his last position, he could push up window to look for a cut. He could rotate and just get to time. He could also maybe push up and like play a creddy corner and like hold middle, right? And this depends on the fundamentals of Call of Duty. And that is, do we know that the last 2 players are at old? Right? So number 6 right here, if he knew for a fact that these last 2 players were at old, he would probably just go for the cut and he would trust his teammates to get the map control and play the OBJ. And let's go ahead and press play and see what happens. So he decides to just play the hard point, which is totally fine because now he has the entire left lane covered. Number 5 will just pick up middle. And now based on number 5 and number 6 info, we would now know that all these enemies are hitting right lane. And now we're going to see number 8 and 7 basically start looking for that. Instantly, they start looking for it. Because again, number 6 and 5, they're saying, we don't see anything. We don't see anything. And then the kills go down. The last known player is number 4. And typically, what could be happening here is because this is the last known player, and we know that these players are spawning over here, we could try to force like a timing, or we could try to force a play where we could sit there and say, all right, number 6, bump out and play to kill these enemies rotating. Because again, based on the timings, these players could hit middle. They could go for hop, or they're just going to, hop through window and go middle, or they're going to hit front, something like that. So the idea is we have number 6 push out and look for this kill. And then we can have one player get the OBJ time and hold middle. And then these 2 players over here, honestly, they can probably just play the way they've already played. And that's just simply just, play the deep back and don't worry about it. Because again, there's 50 seconds left. So they could just maintain this. And we can press play and just see what happens. And this will be my last example for timings. And then we'll move on to some S&D timings, which are really basic. But like, yeah, right there, the enemy team, they just all triple hit front. So now we're just like not in the best situation. And that's 3 dead. Number 4, more than likely, predicts number 6 here. And he doesn't. That's okay. Because again, we're human. We're not perfect. We're going to probably be, maybe not even 90% correct, but maybe more like 80%. But now there is S&D timings that you can focus on, which S&D timings are pretty simple. And it's just understanding that like, hey, if this is an S&D map, we would know that, this player can get to here. This player can get to here. This player can probably push right here. This player gets to here. And then this player can get to like here. And the idea is just these are all the positions where the enemies can get to before we get into the gunfight. And on the opposite end, it'd probably be like, once you get right here, you're forced to shoot this guy. But once you get right here, you're forced to shoot this guy. Once you push middle, you can probably get to right here. And then you can probably get to like right here. And then same thing, you probably get to right here before you start getting into gunfights. And the idea is just understand, hey, the second that you run right here and you don't see this enemy, push up. And if you don't see an enemy here, now you know for a fact that they're middle or left. And you can just use that info and start playing for a counter. And again, this is for S&D. Of course, the last thing as well is in S&D, if you know that, hey, the last position is right here, you can once again know, hey, this player is either going to, go middle, he's going to hit out the spawn, or he's going to probably just try to do a full wrap through the map or something like that. And you can predict. So these are the 3 pieces of work that I think you need to do in order to become a leader. And if you can start teaching your teammates how to do this, it will only make yourself better. It will make your teammates better. And ideally, you'll win more games. Now, there is a harsh reality you're going to have to face. and that is having the confidence of giving this info either after the game or even in the middle of the game, and just understanding that if you're wrong, pretty much everyone's going to point the finger at you. And that's okay. And that's also a scary thing. But that's why I'm saying, hey, if there's one skill I could highly recommend that will help you reach your goals, it's becoming a leader. Learning to fail in front of people. And that's probably like the hardest thing to do, especially in Call of Duty, because the second you do bad or the second you lose or something like that happens, everyone wants to point their fingers, right? Everyone wants to say that you're a bad player. But I can promise you're not a bad player. You're just on your journey. You're on your process. And again, if you're only doing this for 30 days, you're only going to be 30% better. But imagine if you keep doing this for 3 years. 3 years from now, you could be 1,000% better. And this is, mostly for like my younger generations. But if you have any aspiring pro players out there, or if there are any aspiring pro players out there, if you can start applying this process and you practice this every day, by the time you hit 18, you could be the next Mercules. For this last portion of the video, I want to showcase this 8s match I played with a few players that really don't play that much competitive Call of Duty, so they were lacking some, skills such as, reading spawns or reading timings or even some basic fundamentals like holding pinch. And you're going to watch and listen how I am coaching these players in the middle of the game, and even after the game, I give them really good advice to help them get better in game. Not only am I bettering myself, I'm bettering these players, and it's allowing us to win even easier. So as we're watching this gameplay together, just really listen to my callouts, and whenever I say something important, I would just tell you exactly what was going through my mindset.
Missing 2. I spawned split.
So when I'm saying split spawns, I literally mean, hey, someone is spawning next to me, someone's spawning behind you, turn around.
I have your front time.
I'm telling my teammate I have his front time so he can just focus at you, but he gets naded.
Front time dead. Weak on time and then P2. Weak on time. Just hit time.
And right there, after getting 2 dead, I'm telling my teammates to hit time, because that means there should only be 1 enemy in time or 2. And we had 2 more teammates alive on the map. And if they both hit the time, we're going to win those trades and get the scrap.
Yeah, no, they're gonna be coming off spawn.
Yep. On me. One shot on new. Salty was like sitting in the dub door. Nice two. We push through.
UV money.
Just hit front.
One shot hole.
Heard.
Now, I'm giving these callouts super late.
Two here. They spawn close.
If I said hit front after that first 2 dead, we would have broke this hard point.
He's laying down.
But I didn't give the call out fast enough. And that's something I can do better.
I have your mid.
Heard.
But again, after getting 2 dead,
Have your side door.
typically you want to get map control. You want to hit the hard point as fast as possible to win those final trades and just play on the hard point.
UV money. Hey, snatching now. Spawn out.
One with side door.
Now, right here, if our teammate spawned out,
Nice, good trade.
I would highly recommend him to call that out.
Hey, snatching now. Spawn out.
One with side door.
Hey, we need to bang for
Big
mid
trade,
here.
big
We need
trade.
to bang for mid here.
Now, they're saying bang for mid.
UV money.
I completely disagree with this. Again, if we know where the players are on the map, we can just fight through old and just play the time.
One tunnel now. One could be
Yep.
hitting
1P4. Yes. 2 tunnel. 1P4.
Now, I am having a lot of bad reads. Like, I am actively writing down notes for like myself in my head. Like, bro, why am I doing that? Why am I doing this?
And he hit deep spawn. He might be going.
But yeah, right here, I was looking for some player trying to go for like a sneaky pinch. But eventually I didn't find him, and I get a good timing here.
Heard.
Still got heady.
I'm gonna come tunnel right now.
Got heady weak.
Money dead.
Now, again, this is just me supporting the time right here.
Yep.
We don't need to flip spawns until about 20 seconds left.
Big T dead. Heard. I'm gonna go P1.
Did we flip?
Not yet.
Again, me messing up my movement.
I'm P1 right now.
There's two front. One got heady, one left side close heady.
And it's fine that these players back up to kill me,
Yep.
because our teammates get that scrap.
We're gonna start flipping. Push
And
through.
I call out,
Push through.
push through here.
We haven't flipped yet.
Bump.
I call out bump and push through, so that player on time can push through and they can double the back and they can play for new spawns and they can play for the kills. But they didn't know that, and that's okay.
He's late, statue. He's late. I spawned back.
I'm about to hit statue. I'm hitting statue.
Yep, just get a kill here, and then we can hit front. Right?
And right here, I just say, hey, guys, just get a kill, and then we can hit front.
Nice. We'll plot a sub here. Go for it. In the back. Oh, fuck. On time.
And I'm just messing up gunfights right there. Honestly, I need to shoot some bots on P4.
I'm picking up P1. Yo, let's just play for a kill, and then we can hit front. Just play for a kill.
And again, if we just get one kill, we go up 4v3, and then we can push through. Which right here, I was expecting an enemy to push, but he wasn't pushing, so I predicted him to be on that head glitch. Or I guess on that like turbine. And the second we get that kill and we all hit front, we instantly break the point. And that's my teammate not understanding that, you know, if he's here, he needs to play with me for that scrap until we both die. And then once we die, then we can start playing for new. Because you want to keep playing it so you keep the enemies back and you keep that lane pushed out so these enemies, you know, have less map control. And if they have less map control, you have an easier chance of predicting where they are so you can win those gunfights and kill them. Or get control of the OBJ. If you win the gunfights, you already killed them.
One guy might be tunnel. Last guy might be tunnel.
And that's just process elimination right there. I predicted that correctly. Last guy was tunnel. Just again, we got 3 dead. Teammate middle, 2 teammates right.
Watching your hop.
Last enemy must be hitting tunnel.
Yeah, no trophies. So yo, we have bad spawns. Just
I need to do a better job of throwing my own trophies. That's something I need to write down as well. But right here, because we have old spawns, we do want to fight through this. We can send one player to rotate, but everyone else we fight through old here. Because again, with 20 seconds left, more than likely, 2 players are backing up to block and play new. And because of that, we can fight through old and we can get that scrap.
I'm playing deep back. Never mind. They know I'm here. 2 know I'm here. 2 know I'm here. Nice.
Right here, I was just backing up to my teammates. Maybe I could have maintained the map control. Yeah, I probably could have maintained the map control right there. Or maybe even push through side door and pinch. But the good news is, no matter what, we had a teammate that went for the pinch to get spawns. And we played our lives ideally long enough.
Stay alive. Stay alive. Don't die. Nice.
And I'm just calling out, don't die, don't die. I have a pinch. One guy was P1. And it's good that no one played to die because it forced the enemies to push out. And because they pushed out, they just give up the hard point, which allows me to get to the time. But I just had a bad read right there. They already had a player, you know, rotating or at least, you know, playing middle for the cuts. And he got the kill on me.
I'm trying to look through P4.
Right here, I'm just making sure that these enemies don't hit right or middle routes to flank my teammates on time.
1 P4. Void middle, yellow.
And at least I have the info, right? It's okay I die right there because I have the info. And I'm telling them, guys, just play the time from this side. Because again, we can just play the side, you know, from we can play from bad side, quote unquote. And then we can focus on rotation later. Right there, honestly, I'm always trying to, like, you know, play the heady. I think that's not a good play. I think it's best to always have 2 in tunnel. So next time I need to do that.
Nice. You have a pinch. You have a pinch. We can wait for that pinch, guys. We can wait for that pinch.
And then right here, I'm waiting for an enemy to pinch my teammates. And he took a long route. Maybe I got a bad timing or he got a, you know, long route. But right there, I was specifically looking for an enemy to pinch. And then once my teammate won the pinch on their side, I would have hit tunnel. And I'm just reassuring my teammates, right? You know, you want to have positive reinforcement with your team. So you keep the vibes up. And I'm just letting them know, like, hey, guys, we have spawns for new. Like, we can get a full 60 here. And now right here, I need to get to the back because these enemies will be flooding us right here. So I'm just trying to finesse as long as possible. Now that I see my teammates are here and we get 2 dead, this is where we hit the point. And again, this is where right there, I'm literally stressing it too late. I wish I had these callouts a lot sooner. It's just I didn't know at the time that these players didn't know to hit the hard point, but that's kind of like a golden rule. Every time you get 2 dead, you take the fastest route to the point so you can 4v2 the last 2 enemies.
We have numbers. 3 dead, last guy time. Nading the back.
That's 4 dead.
They're gonna be close.
I'm calling out close.
I have it.
Again, last teammate always needs to watch pinch, and he thankfully does pick it up.
One's hitting P1, I think. One's hitting P1.
And we get these last few trades right here.
Arnold dead. One on statue, one shot.
One's gonna be pinching, I'm pretty sure.
One in tunnel.
And I just let that guy tunnel because, again, you can play from the hard point. And I wish my teammate didn't push out a tunnel, or at least he communicated it with me because I would have followed him up for the trade. But again, like if we control the hard point and we give up statue, the enemies have to chow us.
Statue dead.
Great call outs out of my teammate, so I'm just listening.
We're gonna flip.
I call out the flip, so my teammate looks for these kills, and of course I'm picking up the right lane to make sure this guy doesn't push through to flank and like flip spawns.
One tunnel going for the hop right now, on time.
There's 3 time.
Yep, support time right there. Got the spawn trap. One shot on time.
And again, because we have bad spawns right here, we can fight through old, but it was really awkward right there because obviously our one teammate, he's trying to play for the trade when he should have just played for the back P2 spawns. But it's fine because right here, I just say, guys, we have to take routes. Like, we did not win the rotation. We just got to take our time with this break and take routes. I didn't check my corner right there. Very bad play. But again, I'm going to have that, written down for next time. Right there, I spam call out just one time. So I can force my teammate to push and take the 1v1. Because if he wins the 1v1, we spawn in the back. If he loses the 1v1, at least I can be there for the trade.
Nice, too.
Salty, weak.
Nice.
Right here, I'm just not trusting myself to just hold that angle. And again, I'm mostly just trying to pay attention to the comms for just, showcasing the leadership and not so much of like critiquing myself, but I am disgusted with my gameplay sometimes.
Last guy front. Nice, all four. Good scrap right there. You can bump through. They're spawning.
The only reason why I said bump through is because 1, I was behind him, but 2, I knew one guy was spawning behind us. And because I knew about the spawns, I just wanted to play for that guaranteed kill.
I'm gonna come help you tunnel.
But if my teammates knew the spawns, it really doesn't matter. Anyone can be getting that scrap. Now, because the game is almost over right here, I'm playing tight. I'm playing tight so I can play trades no matter where these enemies come from. Instead of taking a route and trying to get spawns or something.
We're good. He's gonna pinch.
Now, with 10 seconds left. Yep. And right there, I screamed call out, yo, watch pinch. Whoever's last right there watches pinch. And I'm also calling out to swing just to call game right there. And we do get the win. But one specific thing that I said was, yo, last guy off spawn, always pick up pinch. So this guy right here who dies, he spawns in. And instantly when he spawns in, he should start looking P1. And instead he pushes up to time. So, now, that little detail, I actually bring that up.
So good to die on this. ASAP. Way more deaths. Bang out map. It's a bang out map. You gotta trust the flow. Like, the second you see 2 dead, no matter what weapon you have, no matter how one-shot you are, you hit that hill. ASAP. Don't stop. And, like, there's so many moments where, like, this game would have been so much more easier if we just, like, literally just did that. Like, it's so good to die on this map. Like, if we had way more deaths, we probably just dominate.
Now, obviously, you want to win gunfights, but my point is every time we get 2 dead, we need to hit the point, and then when we're on the point, we need to support the point, and we just need to constantly flow and constantly hit the hard point, and that's what I'm trying to teach them right there. So that's the first piece of advice that I give these guys after the game is, hey, after every 2 kills, just hit the point, just hit it, and then I give them one last piece of advice, and that's watching pinch.
If there's one habit you guys can start doing that will get you closer to a pro contract, it's if you're the last player to spawn in and all of your teammates are alive, you always watch pinch. Always. So it's like, that one simple change will drastically increase, like, your wins, everything. Just last person spawn in, all your teammates alive. Hold pinch. All right, where'd J Sock again?
So you already heard the advice that I gave. And that's, again, like the whole point of this video
When the timing
is I'm
long,
showing you
also
this
when the timing
leadership.
long.
I'm telling these guys this info so we can win.
I mean, I'll just bang it with you would
Because I
like-
care about
Go for it,
winning.
Go for it. Yeah, we can just get control along.
I want to win.
I'm starting over.
And I'm willing to put aside my ego
Here so much faster.
to help these guys get better.
Tag.
And
We have an AFK.
you're going to see how these guys start picking up pinches. And wait until the end of the video because it's really funny, but they bring this up later down the road.
Me and Bugs are gonna try.
How they say, yeah, Alyus just told me to watch pinch, and that's why we're watching pinch.
Bottom window. On time dead. And then top
Bottom
tower,
window,
top
bottom
tower,
window.
top tower. That's last. That's last.
He's weird for that.
No, it's a good play. It's a good play. They're gonna start rotating.
I'm just trying to let these guys know that, like, even though that guy did a weird play, it was a good play. It was a really good play. It got him a 3-piece. I had no idea he was there.
Yep, on barrel.
So that's
on barrel,
important.
stunned, and then 2 solar side.
Right there, I give myself a bad timing. I just got to focus that back right there. That was a bad play out of me.
We close. He's our side solar, camping it.
And I do a lot more coaching in this map
UV money.
than I do in the Colossus. So I'll probably talk less for this one.
Behind us.
Yep, I'm looking for him.
One shot, bottom solar dead.
You're good.
We got spawns. We're good. We got spawns.
On your back.
Nice. I needed the right long. I need right side long.
And again, I'm just supporting the hill right here. But unfortunately, everyone just dies a little too fast. And I was a little bit late.
Salty dead.
Nothing's out solar. I have top solar.
And again, the second we have this kill, we can be pushing through. Like, that's 25 seconds. Like, we got to take map control. And you even heard it right there, but I got a kill. We all hit the front point, 4v3. We win the final trades. We get the scrap time. We win rotation because the people who died, they'll just spawn in and rotate. But instead, everyone else, they're rotating with 25 seconds, 30 seconds. And it's like, no, dude, like, if we go up 4v3, like, we got to go. Especially if we go up 4v2, you always go. Right here, listen to this call out.
You got a parallel. Yeah, damn.
My teammates didn't know that. And listen to what I say.
Yeah, every time you get that spawn, that's a parallel guaranteed. I'm kidding, middle.
Every time you spawn right there, it means you got a parallel. So all that means is when my teammates spawn generators or like, back plat, that means the enemies are spawning at white van. He needs to know that. He needs to win that gunfight. And again, that's just me being a leader and trying to teach them middle of the game. And again, you guys can do this in your ranked play matches. If you guys are serious about going pro, being the best challengers player, winning money, you can do this with your teammates. It's not easy. It's one of the hardest things to do. Trust me. But again, if you're serious about it, this is what it takes. Right here, I just understand timings. So I knew that this guy was going to be crossing left. And now we know that based on process elimination, the last 2 enemies are right here. And great play out of my teammates pushing up for these kill. And I call out that they're all spawning middle now, so we can just focus right.
Still under ring.
Yep.
One front.
Middle, salty, one shot. Yep. Nice, good kill. Nice. All good. One of them spawning solar. One of them in solar.
And right there, we just had no one watching the left lane. So 2 enemies hit through the left right there, and they get into the pinch, and I didn't call it out, which was a bad play out of me, right? In the moment, if I was able to read that, I could probably call that next time. Guys, we're missing 2 people. They must be hitting through solar on the left.
They spawn solar right there. They're spawning solar right now.
I'm calling out that they're spawning solar, so our teammates can pick up connector and pick up the back P4. And right here, I'm just like looking for these cuts.
Pushing mid.
Heard. Top ring dead. And then one guy hitting black box.
I spawned window.
Heard?
I think
I'm gonna come support time.
here, right?
Yeah, they're playing middle.
One up top.
Missing long.
Top
Heard?
container.
Evasive turn.
Nice, 2.
Kill him. Dead.
Another one. UV.
Yep, stay down.
Mid.
Go window.
Void.
Go
He
window.
killed himself because he's done.
Heard. On time, half health. UV. Nice, good trade. They're spawning close. They're spawning close. They're spawning close.
Right there was awkward, by the way. After getting 2 dead, I should have took map control. Like, I should have took mid-map control for sure. Like, right here, another 2 dead. I should definitely
Far side mid.
be taking map
Far side mid.
control,
Just keep it white.
mid-map.
That's fine. You can keep it white. I'm coming to help you right now.
Long.
Nice.
Boys
Great
long.
kills. Great kills. We can bump you. We can bump you top.
He's holding their
Big
top.
T.
Sun
Big
mid,
T
sun
holding
mid.
it.
And right here, again, bumped you top. I can bump you top, where the second that guy beat Big T on the head, he saw me. Imagine our teammate did the hop up top, and he gets a timing. He gets a free kill at L right there.
I spawn solar. I spawn
Where's
solar.
this kid ring?
Whoever's
Where's
top
this
ring,
kid
play
ring?
alive.
Calling up my teammate that we're in a 3-1 right now. I said I'm going to go for a deep pinch. You guys work middle. So I told top ring, don't die. 2 players middle, just work it. So just, don't die, just play for it.
Dead.
And then because of that, we flip
Trying
spawns,
to look for him.
and I'm able to play these trades. Well, I don't get this trade right here. I end up losing the fight.
Yo, 2 on time.
But-
no joke. You have a good pinch.
The idea is,
Nice. Good kill.
that was a good break
Alright,
attempt.
we're
And like
spawning
we
solar, we're
waited
spawning
for
ring,
everyone to go
middle.
for it.
We're spawning ring,
It just
half
didn't
plate
work
middle.
out in the best scenario. Like maybe instead of the full flank window,
Dead.
it didn't even guarantee spawns for us. Maybe next time I need to like
Okay, one guy long. One
just
guy
fight
long,
middle
2
with my
ults
team
for sure.
maybe.
Oh, wow, this 3-0, 3-0, 3-0.
Heard? I have solar side.
Told him no.
I'm gonna hold this.
Again, this is last guy on the map and all your teammates are alive, just hold pinch. I'm the last guy in the line. We want to play these spawns. I hold pinch. I get the kill pinch. I throw a stun just in case. And I'm hard blocking.
You guys are fine.
How the
And once my teammate dies, I push out because my teammate will spawn behind me and I'm able to cut middle here.
I spawn close, I spawn close. They're spawning deep
Yeah,
solar,
yeah.
I think.
Middle dead.
I got really lucky with that gunfight. I'm playing way too fast. That's 3 dead.
Ran out of ammo completely. Top solar, I think.
I'm dead. Nice.
Top solar.
And I'm expecting these players to already be here if they're taking the routes, but instead they're just kind of just headbutting instead of hitting middle.
I'll spawn.
So they're making my life super easy because then I can get a nice cross right here.
Two there. One's one shot on your right.
Missing barrel,
Nice.
missing the
Other guy's
barrel.
one shot. Other guy's one shot. Nice. Big
Beautiful
kill.
3-piece.
I'm
Good
playing
shit.
for
Yep. Last guy should be like left lane. Yeah. Last guy should be new somewhere.
Now this is where we rotate, and I'm going to give another important call out right here where I say play tight on time. I just said play tight on time right here.
Tight here.
I'm going back new.
I'm watching our back door.
The window.
We just need to
Oh,
stop.
yeah, window.
One
Yo,
top.
when we're all 3 in hill there, just grab one spot and play for a guaranteed. Like that was a free rotation.
So the idea is if we're all 3 in P3, one person watches window, one person watches back door, one person watches stairs. If you play it in an angle where you can get a guaranteed kill, you should be fine.
Just hit time. We gotta get a wave first. Nice. All four. Now they're spawning middle.
Calling out where the enemies are spawning so we know where to look.
Yep.
And I call out the parallel here again because my teammate spawns plat. And I call out the parallel.
So they're right next to you. Whoever spawned in the back.
And I call it out fast enough where my teammate is able to read it and get that kill.
Nice. Play all this time. This is great time. Great time right here. Just keep playing this time. Deadass.
Window.
Heard nice. Good flip.
Now we flip.
You can stay rotated. You can stay
I
rotated.
call out that we flipped, so players are going to be behind us. Which I don't know why this enemy didn't, fly in. And they kind of just stack on me, so I almost got lucky. But we got all 4.
Keep spawn trapping them. Keep spawn trapping them. Whoever's old, keep spawn trapping them.
I tell my teammate old to spawn trap them, look at old, and then right here, if I don't see anyone right, that means they're all hitting left. And I say the rest hitting left here.
They're all hitting through left, guys.
Which my teammates weren't playing in the back. They didn't anchor, so that's something I could have told them. And I even said it, we're not anchoring. But, I wish I told them to anchor.
Deep left, too. Yep.
Which just means have one player in the back to guarantee spawns. Make sure they don't spawn there.
Last guy should be solar. We're still spawning them solar right now.
Yep, because our teammates are front of P4, I'm just telling them that we're spawning them solar. Big T gets a timing on us, unfortunately.
Front and solar.
And then right here, I try to hit a route, but this guy gets a really good read. It was a very impressive read.
15. We can just
But it's okay because we give up the back anyways, right? We don't want to spawn in the back anymore. We can just rotate and play new.
don't have a trophy yet. You can go top window if you want. Nice.
Yeah, one here, salty.
Nice. I'm gonna go top window for you.
And I'm going top window so I can
Stay
anchor
middle,
these
we can work
spawns.
off of each other.
And I tell my teammates, stay middle so we can work off of each other.
Unless they hit a crazy pinch.
Holy shit. Rip me.
Top ring. That guy's weak.
And we just didn't play it to the best of our ability right there. Like, I should have just kept holding connector, he holds front, or vice versa. And then we work off of each other. But we, this is 8s. We've never played together. So
I'm holding their side.
And again, we're close to winning, so we can just all play tight on time, play for the guaranteed trades, and then we can out trade on the time. Because we're playing close on time, we can out trade.
Dude, it's so nice
But
playing with guys that know how to get trades.
really, really good win.
Bang shit. It's so nice. I can just mindlessly bang.
And now, I'm going to go ahead and skip forward because you're going to hear what happens.
Man, I was wondering why you motherfucker was turning around on pins. I was like, yo, there's no way. Dude, I was like, there's no way, bro.
Well,
like,
no. Elias made the god com of, hey, if you're last off spawn and you see your 3 teammates on time, pick up the pinch. And everyone started doing great.
So you heard it there, right there. That one simple piece of advice made our team drastically better, where we win by 100 points compared to the last game where we barely won by, I believe, like 30. And this is proof that if you guys can work on the one skill of becoming a leader, not only for yourself, but for your teammates, you're going to help yourself get 1% better. You're going to help your teammates get 1% better. And this will lead to more wins. And I really appreciate everyone for stopping in. And if you made it throughout this entire video, I appreciate the support a ton. Please, if you're interested in coaching, check it out in the description below. I'm running a 30% off sale right now, and it will end on January 2nd. So when January 2nd at midnight hits for Eastern Standard Time, that deal will be gone. But this was just a video I really wanted to focus on to, help you guys really achieve your goals. And this is my new type of coaching that I am trying to do for these videos, where I'm trying to be as realistic as possible, because I want to be that for you guys. So I don't know how well this video is going to do or not, but I appreciate anyone and everyone who literally stayed all the way to the end. Please always feel free to hit me up if you need anything. Comment down below, message me on Discord. I'm always happy to help. Message me on X. I'm happy to help. But I wish y'all best of luck. Have a happy new year. And we got 30 days until ranked play. I hope it goes good. All right. Thank you so much, and peace.